Morning everybody, getting ready to do a little conditioning hike here on the Citrus Trail. Gonna do probably the A loop today, about 8 miles. Got my pack loaded down, about 12 pounds. So I'm planning on doing about 120 miles on the Appalachian Trail come May, so it's time to start getting in shape. Come enjoy the hike. Morning everybody, Vanna here. Gonna get to that. About 2 miles into the trail today. I'm actually what's called the Citrus Trail up in Citrus County here in Florida. Bunch of different loops. You can vary from about 8.3, which is what I'm doing today. You can do another one about 15. The entire loop is 43. Obviously that's a multi-day trip. Section I'm on now is actually part of the Florida Trail, which runs from southern Florida up around Lake Okeechobee and where I'm at, up and more into central Florida, and then up into the Panhandle. All right, enough about that. So what I'm doing is in about 3 months, me and a couple friends of mine are gonna do planning on doing about 120 miles on the AT Appalachian Trail. So hiking season is pretty short in Florida just because of the weather. So I try to get out as much as I can, but just upping my weight a little bit. Normally a day backpacking trip, you just bring water and snacks. Throwing some extra weight in my backpack just to, get the legs in shape and slowly train and get ready for that hike. So I'm a fledgling YouTube channel, and some of my videos I call myself Havana. So that is what's called a trail name. I'm not sure when it started. I believe it started on the Appalachian Trail, but hikers, when you're out hiking in the hiking community, you're called by a trail name. Usually it's given to you. Some people pick it. Two of the friends I'm going to go on that hike with, his name is Pilgrim. He got that name because he likes to bebop all around the country and do different hikes. The other gentleman, I met them last year on a hike, is called Titanium because he's got 2 knee replacements and a hip replacement, and he trugs along. It's pretty impressive. So my name, Havana. I chose not to pick a name, so I went a couple years without one. I wanted one given to me, just have a stick, I guess, and have a story. So a couple years ago, I was doing a couple section hikes of the AT. Did a couple days, got off trail because of some bad weather. Next day turned out to be beautiful. One thing, you go on the trail, you're miserable. You want to get off when you're wet, and as soon as you get off and get dried up, you want to get back out. Anyways, turned out to be a beautiful day, and I was like, I got to get back out there. So I decided I just do a little short hike, go to the first shelter I came across, which is what I did. So I'm sitting in the shelter, about a half hour later, guy comes walking up. I was like, oh, glad I'm not going to be alone tonight. He's like, you sure about that? Turns out he was with basically like a Boy Scout troop. So it was 5 adults and 6 teenagers. So it made for an interesting night. It was actually really enjoyable. I ended up hiking with them for 3 days. So sitting around the fire, and they're taking pictures and group photos and all that. Well, we all know we're in a group. There's always one person that's never in the photo because he's the one taking it. So they were doing that. And by the way, I'm a cigar smoker. I enjoy having a cigar. I do take them on my backpacking trips. I have one every night. So as they're taking the pictures, I offered to, hey, well, why don't you let me take the picture? Everyone can be in it. So they handed me the camera, had my cigar, so I had to stick it in my mouth, hang it out there, took the picture. And one of the guys just started laughing. He said, all I could think about of you sitting there with that big old cigar hanging out of your mouth was Havana. So that's how I got my name. Not too exciting, but that's how it happened. Hey everyone, about 6 miles in, getting close to being done. I've had a lot of people ask me why I like hiking and backpacking. There's numerous reasons. One of the, being out in nature. I do enjoy being by myself out hiking. Really clears the head. I like the planning of it. I've always enjoyed planning things. But just clearing your head, thinking about things, reflecting. And actually today's one of those days. Now I already was planning this hike. But yesterday I lost a work colleague, friend, fellow union member to cancer. So just all kind of hits hard, hits home. A little younger than me, but not by much. And, has a wife and 2 kids. And so you think of how that affects your psyche. So coming out here and just walk and look at nature, and it doesn't take any mental energy to walk instead of making sure you don't trip over a stump. So you can kind of reflect on life and how precious it is, and no matter how bad you may think you have it or how bad your day's going, there's always worse for somebody else, and they would probably trade for what you're going through for what they're going through. So it's always enjoyable to get out here and just forget about things sometimes. Well, finished my hike, a little over 8 miles. Now it's time to hop in the truck, about an hour drive home.